Hello everybody. Got a 2018 Ford F-150. Brought in, or was towed in, for a no start. Turns over, and then it starts. It died. Okay, here we go. Starts just for a second. It's not going to start at all now. Okay, well I got the scanner hooked up. And I brought my Modus scanner out here. And it's so far out of date it won't even hook up to this truck. So I'm going to have to use this little guy. See if I can. Sun's such glare. The Snap-on man has let me demo this little thing. I don't know if I like it or not. I hadn't really used it. So if I'm fiddling around with buttons here, it's because I'm really not used to this one. 18. Let's do a code scan on it. Ignition is on. Low fuel pressure. Fuel rail pressure low. Engine cranking. Bank 1. Fuel pump A. Then a couple of O2 sensors. Okay, I got this truck in. I'm going to pull up a wiring diagram. I'm going to show you the secret. Probably just go to your O'Reilly store, parts store, if you need a wiring diagram, and they can probably help you out. It won't cost you anything. We'll get this keyboard plugged up here. Okay, I think it's plugged up now, yeah. So I'm linked in with O'Reilly's and they gave me this set. Well, I think I got it down here. Because I think you have to have an account with them to be able to get this, but I'm sure they got it at their store where you walk in and ask them if they can look you up a wiring diagram. Shouldn't be a problem for them. Well, I'm showing you this free stuff here. Yeah, that's a 2018 Ford F-150. A 5.0 XLT. I'm running everything off this little scanner right here. Go to wiring diagrams. Engine. Fuel controls. And it's going to bring a wiring diagram up on all your injectors and everything to do with the fuel. So we're looking for the fuel pump. See if we can find it. It's the fuel injection pump, but I think that's the high pressure. Here we go. fuel pump control module, and then the fuel pump sending unit and motor. Looks like we have a, put this down here, closer look here. So it looks like we have a fuel relay before it goes to the control module and then to the pump. So first we need to find this fuel pump relay. See what we got going. It looks like it's hot all times going to that. Then the computer will energize this relay. Got a fuse after the relay. Got a 30 amp. Well, let's find out where this relay's at. Right there is fuse 50. Uh, 30 amp fuse. It's in the battery junction box. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this fuse. If this fuse is working, and this relay's working, because it right here it gets its power right here. Gets a power right here from the PCM, and then a ground from the PCM. So if it's working, that'll energize that relay, and it should send voltage through this fuse. So if we can check that fuse, we can see which way we need to go. And it looks like the view of it, I'm gonna spin the book around like this, pointing this way. And number 50, where you at, 50? I got that the right way. Yeah, right here it is. Number 50. It's right here. So we're just going to match it up on this fuse box. And it looks like, let me position my hand around here. It's this one right here. Now I've got it pulled up just a little bit. I need to get my test light in on the side of these. I don't like these new fuse designs they got. I'm just going to see if we gotta try to get my test light down in here. Make sure my key is on first. Yeah, it looks like it's out. I think these have got a timer on them. Recycle it, restart it. Go back over here, and I'm just trying to get my test light down in here where I can just give that a contact. I guess I could run a little piece of wire down in there, but okay, there we go. So I got power coming to that fuse. Let's see if I got power going out. It's lit up, so I got power going out of that fuse. So that's telling me the relay is good. So now we just need to keep going here. Let's see what's next on the system. Looks like it goes out of that fuse, goes back to the fuel pump module, and then it also goes to the power distribution. I believe we want to go to this module, this fuel pump module though. Let me see if I can find this fuel pump module. I'll be right back. Okay, here's the this is the fuel pump relay we was looking at a while ago, and there's that number 50 fuse. So we need to, this is the fuel pump control module. So we know that this has got power that all this right here circuitry, this relay coming from the computer, that's all working like it's supposed to. We need to find this fuel pump control module, and that is a blue wire going to it. So we need to see if we got voltage going to that module. And then we'll check and see if we got voltage coming out of this. Is a yellow with a gray stripe. Let's go find that module. Okay, I'm underneath the truck. I found that module. Here's the muffler and the dry shafts right here where my hand is, and the fuel tank right up above that. And I'm laying under this truck. It's real limited space here. This module is mounted right here on this frame rail that runs across. Right, here's the fuel tank. There's a muffler right up here. It has two 10mm bolts that screw in from the top. What I'm going to attempt to do now is I'm going to back probe this blue wire, see if we got voltage going to it, and then I'll back probe this yellow with a gray stripe on it. That's the one supposed to be going to the fuel pump. Okay, I've got that test light in the blue wire and it's lit up. The key is on. Okay, I got the test light hooked on that yellow with a gray stripe. I got someone in the truck that's going to help me crank it. Okay, crank it over. Okay. Okay, it came on, but well, it was dim. Real dim. Okay. I noticed when I was under there, it was back probing this yellow wire that goes to this fuel control module. The test light seemed dim, so I took my voltmeter under there and checked the voltage. There was only like 8 volts coming out of this. So what I did next, I checked my ground and it was good, and I unplugged it and decided just to jump this motor here. So I applied voltage on the yellow wire and ground on this white wire, and it acted like it was shorted out. It was, it threw a few sparks and stuff, and it wouldn't, the motor wouldn't even come on, the pump wouldn't come on. So I don't know if we got, I know the fuel pump is bad. I don't know about this control module with it only having 8 volts coming out of it. I don't know if the fuel pump is causing it to do that, or if the fuel pump went out because the control module wasn't supplying enough voltage. So we may have 2 issues going on here. So what I'm going to do first, I know the fuel pump is bad, so I'm going to order a fuel pump and replace it, and then I'll come back and I'll check that voltage and see if that voltage increased on it. Okay, it's been several days later trying to find a fuel pump for this truck. They're on national back order through Ford, and they're telling me at least a month away. Tried the parts stores. None of them could get me one. Customer needs his truck, so the only option we had was to find a used fuel pump and hope for the best. Hope they send us the right one. Right here. This customer don't want to wait a month for a fuel pump, and I don't blame him because he needs his truck. On the fuel pump module, I'm always going to recheck that after I put the fuel pump in. But this module is only, my cost, with tax, $31.04. So I'd be crazy not to just go ahead and replace this. That way, peace of mind. That's the part number. I hope I got one there. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this tank out and replace this pump. Okay, truck's in the air. First thing I'm going to do is remove this shield that goes across the bottom of this tank. It's held on by 4 13mm nuts. It runs from here all the way to the back. Okay, I'm at the back of the, not the back, the front part of this fuel pump where these lines are. I'm going to have to unhook these lines up here. There's a big black line here. It's going to be hard for me to show you this. There's a white clip on it right here. That's got to come up. So you'll, on the bottom here, the little tabs, you'll push inward and then push up on both sides. Just go to the other side, and then you can take that thing and pull it straight up and pull the line off. And this one right here is a metal line with the blue clip. You'll just take that one, pull out, kind of push it a little bit, pull up, push it, just keep working it till it slides out, and that should slide off. It's coming. There we go. Just like that. Okay, I'm on the driver's side at the rear. This is the rear wheel. Right up here on this filler neck, I'm going to detach this hose that hooks that filler net. It's held on by a worm clamp. That is 7mm. I've already loosened it up. I slide it off. And I'm going to take, this is a hose tool. I'm just going to get in between that hose and that tube and work it around, kind of free that up, and then I'll pull that hose, try to pull that hose off. I may have to drop the tank down some in order to do that. Now this other hose, this vent tube hose that's right next to it, this right here is that real hard plastic stuff. I could probably force that off. I don't know how much damage I do, so I'm going to leave it on there for now. When I get that gas tank down far enough, I'll see if I can detach from the other end of it, because I don't want to damage that. Okay, we got a jack under this gas tank. I'm going to loosen this gas tank up. It's got a, let me get a light on here. Oh, that's a 15mm bolt here on the rear on the strap. And I believe one right there. Let's drop it down a little, see what's on top. All right, I got both of these straps down and off. Let's see, and I got this gas tank dropped down a little bit. what I do with my light. There it is. Just kind of looking here on top of the gas tank. I know we got our filler neck tube. That vent tube's still on. Need to try to get that off. Got a wiring harness. Runs across that rear rail. Let's see what that's gonna take to get that loose. Try dropping it down some more. Pull that filler tube off. Filler tube. Filler hose. I can get my hand in here and pull on it. Nope. Nope. It should just pull right off. There we go. Get that loose. Now we see where this vent hose hooks up at. Don't fall. What we're going to do. So I'm going to put a strap on this gas tank. Okay, I'm on top of this gas tank. There is a, where's my light? On that vent hose, it looks like it's held on with a green type push clip. We'll undo that. Get this wiring harness loosed back here, whatever that hooks to. And then see if we can drop it on down. There's a connector right here too. Right back here. Hooks to a, is that a kind of vent valve? Hard to see. I think it's a vent valve. Okay, I got this gas tank out. This is the wiring connectors is on the top side. One going here to this little valve, to the fuel pump, and to this valve right here. And that's where that vent tube line hooked up at. And that thing whooped my butt. I'm gonna have to repair this end on it, because it would not come out. End up breaking it, so I'll have to repair that. I literally spent 30 minutes trying to get that one off. I think I might have been easier just to raise the bed on this truck, but I'm by myself. I can't move the truck any much forward because I'd have to use my lift to raise the bed. These are tore down in here. This one's getting a motor in it. Never enough room. Well, let's get this pump the rest of the way out here. We'll remove these clips here, figure out how they come off. Yeah, how do you come off? I don't guess I've seen one like this. Push? Maybe? No. This one is though. This is just to push it in and wiggle it off tight. Kind of hard to do one-handed. Come on. Okay, I'm going to have to put this down. Get these off. Okay, let me try this big one here first. Push it in and then pull it off. Get it out of the way. This one here, I don't know. It looks like it might flip up. There's one on the bottom too, just like that. Ah, There we go. What they do, you pull that one up, and then there's one on the bottom just like it. Hang on. You pull this up, and then there's one on the bottom just like it. You push it down just like that. Let's see if I can do it one-handed. And then it slides out like that. Voila. And it's going to be just like that green one with the green clip. Don't want to come off. Let me wrestle with it a little bit here. Oh, that's just a lock. That's just a lock that locks this front here. It's got a push tab on it, and you push it in, and that come out. That's something new. Hadn't seen that before. Okay, get this out of my way here a little bit. Now we're gonna get this ring off. Okay, I'm just gonna use what you would probably use. Got a tool to do this with, but this works pretty good. Hammer and a screwdriver. I'm just getting around. Let me show you real quick. I'm just coming in here on these outside edges here of this ring. This is the ring that holds the fuel pump in. And I'm putting my screwdriver here on these notches. And I'm going to knock it counterclockwise. And it'll unhook. It's got a space here where that'll move in. That's the ring. Okay, this is going to have a hose that hooks to the bottom of this. It looks like it's one of them fasteners that you push in on and pull. Well, I tell you what, we need some of these engineers to work on this stuff. Maybe they would design it a little better. That don't want to come off. Push it up. Push it. Ah! Come on. There we go. Keep in mind where that goes in. Let's see here. There's around here like that. So that thing's going to have to go in like that. Push it down in the tank out of the way. And try not to forget about putting it back on when we install it. Push it around. There it is. Okay, that used pump looks like what I need. Everything looks the same on it. But I was wanting to jump this old fuel pump here. You didn't get to see that when I had it in the jumping it while it was in the truck, and I couldn't never hear it kick in. So I've got this, it's just an old jumper I made this about 25 years ago. That was before PowerPoint tools was out, but it still works good, so I still use it. Oh, let's see here. Get this down here. I got a voltage on the gray wire. I unhooked it from the bottom of the housing here, this connector. And all it's doing, it's not coming on, but you can see that spark. Like it locked up, shorted out, something. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this all back together, put that pump in it. You basically should have an idea of how that comes out now. I'm not going to film me putting it back in. I got to get this done. But I will come back when I get it all installed, and we'll see if it'll start up. Okay, one more thing here on this green clip that I was having all that problems with, and I end up breaking it because I couldn't get up under it real good to see it. But this old pump has got one on it, and this outer part right here, it pulls up. See it pulling up right there? And that unlocks this part where you can push it in. And I don't know, yeah, and pull it off. Just like that. I'll try to remember that next time. Okay, one more thing. This is where that module, that fuel pump module, is located at. You can see it better now that I've got this tank out and I've got it up in the air. It's just held on by two of these 10mm bolts. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and replace that for $30. Shoot, peace of mind. And I don't know if that, that other fuel pump could have weakened this. I don't know. Because I was cranking it over when I was testing it to begin with, and voltage was down 8 volts when it was doing that. I don't know if the starter was drawing it down that much. I don't know, but I didn't like that reading I was getting. So anyway, okay, on this vent line here where I broke that green clip, I just removed the one out of this old one that came with that used fuel pump and slid it right in there. That's going to work perfect. Okay, I got this tank just kind of setting up in place. I haven't got the straps bolted up on it yet. And I was having a time with this rubber filler neck trying to get it to go on. I ended up pulling this wheel off because I had to get a little more room up in here. But on this filler neck tube, there is a 10mm bolt that goes right there. Bolts up right there. You can remove that, and that'll give it a little room where you can work this around and get that slid back up on that rubber hose up there. Just wanted to show you that real quick. Alright folks, got that fuel pump back in place. Give it a try here, see if it'll start. Cycle my key on and off a few times, get it primed up. My battery is dead. starting to come good now. I can take something down in there and give it a little gas. I can't get this door open right here. Just go ahead and give it some gas. Sounds good. All right, folks, I'm hot, dirty, tired, sweaty. I'm gonna button this thing up the rest of the way. Call it a day. Thanks for watching.